Well, good morning. We're getting a tiny bit of a late start today because the server was down for a little while this morning. But we are back in Little Earth, and since yesterday, I went ahead and did old Mugwort's quest to get kitty cat fur and meat, and have turned that in. I also brought myself over here to where the dwarf is. And this is Reefer Quicksilver. At least I'm going to assume that's Reefer. R-E-F-R, Reefer. I guess. Well, good morning, Master Dwarf. Whatever your name is.
Well met, friend.
Hunulf sent you. Good man, he. It is true that there are two within the cavern. I came here long ago and live among the Eglain, but duty tells me to come with these cousins of mine and aid them for their search. Hunulf was right to send you. Something is amiss here. We are still not entirely sure what it is.
Come and stay a moment, friend.
I sometimes think I ought never have left the mountains and the home of my ancestors, but I sought after a life of adventure. After too many years looking, I found myself lost and then found again, here amongst the Eglain. I have been here a long time now, and consider myself one of them, but there are remnants of my own heritage that never stray, friend, and those remnants get stirred in times like these. I hear rumor of dwarves working with the orcs to despoil the tombs beneath the ruins of Vandable to the south. I wish to know what kind of dwarf would tolerate orcs, much less deign to work alongside them. Go to Vandable and bring me one of their banners. So, we need to go find Vandable. And find a banner there. So we got Vandable. Oh, we got a banner here. It just says it's a dwarf banner. Now we have some Thornbeard outlaws. They are dour hands. They're bad guys. Now, as far as I can tell from the lore, dwarves didn't really tend to be corruptible. Now, they were a bit greedy, which is no doubt true. They tend to keep to themselves a lot, which is also no doubt true. But corruptible, they weren't. And in fact, the rings that were given to the dwarves, which I do believe numbered 7. Let's see, 3 for the elves, 9 for men. It might have been 5 for the dwarves. No, it was 7, because there were 7 different houses of dwarves. But they didn't do anything except slightly increase the natural greed of the dwarves. Sauron was unable to control the dwarves via the rings. Probably because they're stubborn lot. I appreciate that.
I am at your service.
I know this blazon. My father told me of a revolt and battle long ago against the host of the elves in Ered Luin. Skargrim, a leader of the Dour Hands to whom this blazon belongs, led the assault and drove the Dour Hands to near destruction. Buried beneath the mountains was he, by the quick actions of the elves' leader, who sacrificed himself to deny Skargrim victory. Dour hands in league with orcs. Grim news indeed, and there is no doubt of what must come next.
Come and stay a moment, friend.
This dwarf is not one to brook betrayal, and I know now that the Dour Hands are betrayers to all the free people. Consorting with orcs is deserving of only one punishment. I'll not say that I am pleased by this situation, nor will I look an opportunity sidelong when it stares me in the face. Dwarves or not, these Dour Hands need to be dealt with, and you seem to be more than suitable to the cause. I have a request of you, then. Return to Thandable and wreak vengeance upon the Dour Hands in the name of all the free people. But let us see something good come out of this evil. Bring me the axes of the Dour Hands, for metal is not evil, and dwarf metal can be used to the benefit of us all. Now, enemies of the Eglain.
Welcome. You have come at a most fortuitous time.
Somewhere in Naerost, there is a dwarf who oversees the labors of the Dour Hands. Though the Dour Hands have gone against their nature by consorting with orcs, all hope for them may not be lost. Find the overseer of the Dour Hands and defeat him. His defeat may break the resolve of his followers, and they may well turn from the dark path upon which they tread. Bring me evidence of the overseer's downfall, and I will hold you honored for your efforts on the behalf of the Eglain. The overseer will be savvy and strong. Be wary if you hope to defeat him. Alright, so we could go back up there and kill some dwarves until we get the required number of axes, but if we go into Iorvinas, we will find a couple of dwarves in here that have yet more quests for us.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
We left the expedition moving towards the east to investigate what the Dour Hand axes are doing here in the Lone Lands. We have seen both orcs and dwarves in this place, and nothing here makes a dwarf feel welcome. Our fears are that the orcs and Dour Hands are trading with one another. Nay, we fear they are working together, supplying one another with materials, tools, and weapons, and we want to stop to it. Go into the ruins below and see if you can find any orc-made weapons on the Dour Hands in the section to the west. Return to me if you find any. This will tell me plainly what we face. So he wants us to collect orc weapons off the dwarves.
Will you help me?
River Quicksilver, outside, is no member of the Longbeards. He is no member of the Dour Hands either. I know only this. He is a dwarf, and an honorable one at that. He may have left his family lands, but he remembers that he is first and foremost a dwarf. The Dour Hands can no longer be considered part of the greater dwarf kingdom, having fallen enough to live so close to orcs without the sound of battle. Because of this, I am requesting that you lend us your aid, defeat the Dour Hands and the orcs in this ruin, and return to me. So, he also wants me to kill orcs and Dour Hands. And we have Hanir over here.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
There is something within these walls, something of value. I can feel it. Orcs likely can too, and of course the Dour Hands know, but they seem more interested in the ruins to the north and west. The orcs are fine at making weapons and crude tools, but if my feeling is right, they require specific tools. I bet that is what the Dour Hands are giving them. Hunt down the orcs and see what they are getting from the Dour Hands. Return to me when you have evidence that there is something going on between the Dour Hands and orcs in this run. Alright, so we have to kill orcs, we have to kill dwarves, we have to collect all sorts of things. And we get to investigate the underneath of this set of ruins, which is kind of neat in itself. So, let us get started. And so, we can go this way, and there are orcs this way. And it might actually be helpful if we eat a little something first. We're having some steak and kidney pie and a superior complete hobbit breakfast. I'll have to make some more food. I'm running a little short on... Ooh, we just used our last hobbit breakfast. Okay. Running a little short on that vitality food there. Alright, so... kill some orcs. Excuse me. You can get off my butt anytime now, thank you. Alright, so... some more orcs over here. Kill a whole bunch of orcs here. Alright. Now, interesting thing about this place is you've got this door here, and you go through this door, that leads to another area, which is Oscern, which is Naerost. And if you look way off in the distance, you can see Weathertop looking a little further away. We're going to go back, because obviously we want to be in here and not out there. And that's not the only door that leads out somewhere else. Alright, so we've collected our pickaxes. And I do believe we've killed our requisite number of orcs. So now we're going to go the other way. And in the other direction we have tower hens. We have shower hens, also known as shornbeards. Because, ooh, pretty. Dwarves absolutely do love their beards. And any dwarf that's without a beard would be considered an insult. Oh, let's kill this guy. We'll save the one fishing over there for a moment. Oh no, there's just something about that. He's just sitting there fishing. He's like, excuse me. I'm fishing. Can you leave me alone? Oh, hi. Well, that was easy. I don't know what they're digging for, but they're digging pretty hard in here. So we have collected our dour hand axes. Well, we've collected 3 of them. We have... well, we've done most of the stuff we need to do here. Now we need to come this way, because there's an overseer we need to visit. What's that? Okay, just somewhere in here there's usually an elite. He's just... definitely a bit tougher than the rest of these dwarves. But I don't see him right now. We've got a bunch of dwarves over here. Yeah. Come here. Come here. And when I'm done, I was told I need to, I can move that where I hover over a skill and it so once we're done here, we're gonna pause for a minute so I can fix that. Because obviously I use my mouse to do my fighting. Using this keyboard for fighting is not really all that conducive. And I don't have one of those fancy keypads that let you set up your skills. Okay. Now that we have collected that, and we have pretty much done everything there, we're going to jump down here. Because we could either go back through everything, or we could hop down. And kill a couple Kerbane on the way back. Oh. And here's someone named Harmon Rushes. I'm assuming there was a quest involving him at one point. Though, like a lot of quests in the Middle Earth, I'm not sure that one still exists anymore. I will have to check and see. I'll do that too while I pause. Kitty cat. Don't worry, kitty cat. I don't need to kill any more, you know. Orc. Probably don't need to kill you either, but you're an orc. Actually, I do need to kill some more of you. So, too bad for you. Alright. And this guy is still standing here.
I am at your service.
Fine iron indeed. Not as comely as other weapons, but still made by dwarf hand and crafted with care. I shall smelt the ill deeds from these weapons and craft them newly into arms and armor for all to use. Do not see shame in what you have done, but gain strength from the knowledge that you have done your part to stop the spread of evil. Oh, and I must select a... No. Okay.
At your service and your
Hunulf and Gaderick did well with choosing you. A fine, upstanding sort you turned out to be. Though it pains me to know that my brethren have fallen so far, I am pleased to have gained the kinship you offer. I took a certain liberty with some of the metal of the axes you collected and crafted this fine piece for you. You can do with it as you will. You have earned it. Now, let's see, what has he crafted? Some heavy armor that I can't use. A Lore Master staff, which I can't use. A shield, which I can't use. And a mace, which I can't use. It's very thoughtful of you, sir, but you did not. make for me anything that I can actually make use of. I think for the moment
Of
that's
what help may I
everything he
be?
has. And do I need to empty my bags yet? No, not really. Okay. Back in here. And before we talk to the dwarves in here again, we're going to pause and fix the UI for the game. Okay, we're back. And we have fixed the tooltip bar pop-ups. So now when I hover over something, instead of it popping up in here, no matter what I hover over, it's going to pop up, as you can see, in about the middle left side of the screen. So that'll free up this real estate. You'll be able to see better what I'm doing. And I thank the person who commented on one of my videos and told me how I could do that. I did not even know that was a thing, so I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I also looked up Harmon Rushes, since I said I would, and it appears that he used to be something that was part of the Woodworker's Proficiency Test quests. Because way back in the day, when you got to, I believe, expert level, you had to do these quests in order to progress on past expert to the next level. Obviously, nowadays that is not a thing. They got rid of those requirements a long time ago. I do vaguely remember having to do the expert quest in order to do that, and actually I was a little annoyed that they took it out, because it just seemed like, you know, it worked for the quest, or for the crafting system. It would seem that you would have to do something a little special to continue, but it's gone. And Harmon Rushes has gone from being somebody's quest to being just some dude hanging out with a bunch of birds.
Well met.
I can hardly believe what I am seeing. Dwarves and orcs are enemies. This is something that should never have occurred. Never. Our cousins have fallen so far in these long years. Now it is clear to me that their leader must meet an end.
Well
I knew
met.
it. Fool dour hands. We should rid the world of the lot of them. There must be a leader here. One that makes them do these things.
Might you lend me an ear?
The dour hands must be stopped, and I am willing to bet there is a leader among them who directs them to deal with the orcs. A terrible cur who needs to be removed, so that dwarves everywhere can hold their heads up with pride. This is my task. Find this leader, likely in some hidden passage or lair, eliminate him, then return to me. I think you should look first within Iorvinas. The ruins there would be an ideal lair for such a mongrel. Okay. As you can tell clearly, the Longbeards have absolutely no love for the dour hands. And I would hazard to say that the feeling is mutual.
What do you want?
As I thought, sturdy and bearing the fine sharp point needed to cut new holes in thick stone. Orcs would rather use their swords and axes. This is ill news indeed, but it speaks to an issue that has long haunted the dour hands, and one we can likely stop here and now. Logie will handle the issue with our ill-fated cousins. I want to focus on the orcs and seeing that they fail at whatever nefarious purpose they have here. And I just noticed that these quests actually offer
Will you help
reputation with Thorin's Hall, which is nice because we don't have too much of that. We have actually very little indeed. Thorin's Hall, yeah, we're barely at acquaintance with them. unlike the Eglain, which we are almost at friend with. Very good. And in order to get a nice Thorin's Hall goat, we need to make kindred with Thorin's Hall. Alright, so I would wager that there's a leader in the depths of this place, likely a larger orc, hiding in the ruins, but ruling from the darkness. I have oft heard the name Gashrock spoken among the orcs. Perhaps this is the name of their leader. Search through these ruins, find and destroy this leader, then return to me. I don't know if that's Gashrock or Ganashrock. Nashrock. Okay. Nashrock, because G-N-A-S-H is pronounced Nash. So it's Nashrock. Alright, so we need to go find some leaders down here. And kill them. Because we couldn't have done this when we were down here the first time, obviously. Oh, hello. Yeah. Go away. There must be some pretty big tree nearby to have roots like that. Now we're going to kill you. Come here, you. I would like to talk to you again. Alright, so we can hop down here. I guess my next step in this is going to either be able to find a cheap version of one of those keypads that lets you set up your skills, or I don't know. Maybe there's another way to do it. Wow, there's some lag there. Hi. Hello, lag. How are you? I'll look it up when I'm done. "11 years of playing LOTRO, and I'm finally just now thinking about something like that." Oh, look. I see Gashrock over there. We're going to take care of this little boy here first. Alright. Haha. And you're dead. And you're gonna die too. And there is our Dowerhand boss. Yeah. Yeah, try to get that healing skill off. See how well that works for you. Oh, look, hello. Goodbye. Really is some nice looking ruins in here. Of course, I have to wonder why all this is underground. It doesn't look like any form of catacombs or anything. There's no burial places. It literally looks like some sort of... Oh, it's not underground. What, is this place partially buried then? Okay. Okay, I'll have to check when I get to that spot again to see if I can actually see down. No, because it would be up and then down. I'll have to look. That's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So, back up. To talk to our new long-beard friends up here. Which is kind of funny, you know. You're sitting there making friends with all these dwarves, and dwarves and elves didn't tend to get along too well. They had their reasons, for sure.
Greetings.
Orc leaders are a dangerous sort. It's good to know that you are a hardy and an adventurer as I first thought. You have earned this reward, and so too have you earned the respect of the dwarf and the respect of my kin. Okay. Boy, I screwed that reading. Yes, he's very happy, and I've completed Tales of the Lonely Road final. So, very nice, very nice, very nice. Yes, yes, yes. That was from yesterday. So, I think we just... Yep, we've made friend with the Eglain, because even though that quest gave me Thorin's Hall rep, the fact that I finished Tales of the Lonely Road gave me Eglain rep. So, very nice. And 25 LP. Definitely not something I would turn down. Speaking of which, when I was watching Louis 7's live stream about the Brawler class and the LI system, he had a couple little giveaways. And I actually won a code for some LOTRO points. So that was pretty awesome.
Well met.
Louis got a really nice channel. He pretty much dedicated to Lord of the Rings Online, although it looks like he'll try other things. He was trying out the open beta for New World, which is another game, another MMO that I'm thinking I really enjoy, and we'll probably do some videos on when it goes live. I enjoy watching his videos. He's very informative. He's got a very pleasant, relaxing voice. Not exactly Bob Ross, but near enough. But yeah, if you're interested in more videos about Lord of the Rings Online, I would definitely check out his channel. Just look up Louis 7 on YouTube. Also, I was going to say something else, and now I have totally forgotten. Oh, yes. As well as thanking Louis 7 for the giveaway, I'd like to thank Standing Stone Games, because they were the ones that gave him the codes to give away. So, a big thank you to the people at Standing Stone Games for that, too. I will definitely hold on to those points. Probably use them when the new pack comes out, because I definitely am interested in trying out the Brawler. Already, I feel the fire of my blood beginning to cool. The full Dour Hands need to remember their place. It is bad enough what they did to Thorin's Hall. Yeah, they wrecked Thorin's Hall pretty bad. I and all dwarves of good repute owe you a debt of gratitude. Take this and know that you have made a friend this day and wiped a black smudge from the world. Well, he's very, 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 very salty about dour hens. And to be honest, all of Middle Earth should be salty about dour hens because they're pretty nasty fellas. Oh, see, this port's underground. I wonder if this is supposed to be some sort of water repository, underground well, cistern? Is that the proper term for it? Water treatment facility? Well, they wouldn't have had that back then. It reminds me of the old Roman waterworks, because despite what people think, the old Romans actually had things like water systems and indoor water. Amazing, huh? Alright, Ripper, I've done everything you required.
Greetings, traveler.
The orcs are working with the dour hands? This is terrible news. The orcs are recent arrivals in these lands and have been busy digging at a ruin to the east. They have slain many Eglain and taken another of the ruins that we once claimed as our own. Could it be that the dour hands assisted them in this? Friend, will you make your way along the road to the east? Some distance down the road you will find Oscaruth and the leader of the Eglain, Frederick the Elder. Tell him the news. Alright, so we are finished here. And he wants us to go to Oscaruth. But before we do that, we have a couple other things to deal with. Namely, if you look in the distance there, those nice looking ruins are Naerost. And there are a bunch of half-orcs there doing dastardly things. And we need to go take care of that. I don't know what that is. It's pretty neat looking. Of course, it kind of looks like an eyeball. And the veins you can kind of see in your eyes when you have them almost completely closed, but there's enough light shining through that you can see the stuff. If that made any sense at all. It did to me. Alright, so here we are at Naerost, and they wanted us to dig through the rubble for some Anorian artifacts. And of course we'll have plenty of these to kill because they're full of half-orcs. Excuse me, what do you think you're doing? You with your pokey, prickly things. Yeah, no more of that. Thank you. Alright, so we are looking for... No, there's some more there. I knew there were some ancient artifacts around here somewhere. Is there another one on the other side too? Yep, right there. So... And I just saw something run down that way. Yeah, somebody was getting chased by that. So somebody else was just in here doing these too. Alright. See. Oh, I missed some ruins or some artifacts here. Can't do that. Some more artifacts. Somebody's asking which order they should do quest in. Whether they should do Trollshaws first or Ebonham first. And to be honest, I guess it doesn't totally matter. Though I think I tend to do Ebonham before Trollshaws. Just because, well, I do part of Ebonham before I do Trollshaws, not the whole thing usually. Although, in this case, I will be doing as much as possible. Haha. Y'all didn't even notice I was there. So, I'm gonna go up this way. Of course, we got watchmen and... Aha, orcs or brawlers. Okay, so we don't need any more of the artifacts, but we do still need some trade packs. Excuse me, hello. I'm sorry. These, the owners of this, residence have determined that you need to clear out. I'd like their home back. Out of my face. Excuse me. Pretty sure today's frog in my throat is brought to you by the small kitten who decided that she needed to snuggle somebody. She's teething. She looks like a little warthog right now. She's so cute. But yeah. Irony about me having cats is that I am, well, allergic to cats. Which has never really stopped me from having them because, well, I grew up with them. So, I bet you if I hadn't grown up with them, it would be a whole lot worse for me. There's a crate. Now, I don't know how I'm carrying 8 of these around with me, but, you know. Okay, whatever. Out of my way, buddy. Oh, here's another crate. The only thing we have left to do here is to go find look at him over here with his lieutenants. All smug and stuff. About to run up here and wreck his world. Bye! That worked out so well. Okay. Now, I don't think I can jump up here. But we can jump down here. And bypass going through everything all over again. Okay. That was easy. And I would say that is still relative. Whoa. So pretty. Oh my God. Excuse me. Okay. Well, pretty sky. Completely lose my train of thought there. What was I saying? Yeah, I would say that quest stuff is still relatively easy to do, even if you were closer to the level. Might take a couple minutes longer, but infinitely doable. I'm trying to think. I think that was probably always the case with that one. I don't think they've nerfed that area too much at all. Look at all the ruins. Ah, look. See that over there? What is that? Well, down there is where... Can't remember if it's that one or that one. That one is where the dwarf is, so that is... Iorvinas. That's Thandable. Okay. So we are pointed at Thandable, so you can see what that looks like from a distance. And that over there is... That's Mithranos. Aren't they awesome looking from a distance? Can you just imagine what these places looked like when they were new and populated? I mean, this area would have been pretty impressive. I mean, look at this view of Weathertop from here. I mean, it was something back then. Okay, enough being a tourist. It's like, but you've seen this game a bazillion times. Why are you staring at everything? And I'm like, well, I've seen it a bazillion times, but every time I play it, it's like seeing it again new. And I just love all these old ruins. There's Minas Ithil over there. And, oh look, another orc. Come here, I want to talk to you. Kitty cat, I would stop and pet you, but you would then attack me, which wouldn't be very nice of you. Especially since I'm trying to keep from killing you. Oh, good, we just cleared Kerbane's Slayer. We need to go... Nope, we need to go a little further past that. There's a goblin. Kill you. There we go. So yeah, I mean, as many times as I've seen areas in this game, I still, when I come back to them, I'm like, oh, look at that. And sometimes I'm just continually in awe of certain things, and sometimes it's literally as the first time I noticed it. Alright, so, need to come back up here, because we've done all these things for Hunnel. He'll be very pleased with us.
This is intolerable.
We will ensure that none of these relics were taken from the tombs of the men who perished within the ruins in ages past. If they are not, they will be used to feed and clothe our people. If they prove to be stolen from tombs, they will be buried once more to honor the fallen. You have proven yourself a brave and honorable warrior, and your aid is valued by the Eglain. Well, thank you. Tactical critical multiplier of 0.954%. Okay. I mean, not really.
What is this?
Worthy finds. These will fetch enough food for many families in Oscaruth. You are becoming a true friend to the Eglain. So many perished when the half-breeds approached from the south, it is painful to recall. For now, know that you have done a great good for us all. Well, you're welcome.
This is intolerable.
Ah, so the half-breeds will not run? No matter. The grip of the White Hand is loosened. I think that they will not trouble us again, thanks to you. Your efforts on behalf of the Eglain will not be forgotten. Looks like... doesn't matter either way. They're both about the same.
Will you let me speak my piece?
My brother and I agree that you are a proven ally. Though there is much to do here in Anunlus, I would ask that you first find your way to the east. There are others of my kind who will want to speak with you. Where Nain and Death meets Talisgon, look to the north, for there you will find Oscaruth, the home of the Eglain. Our people are not accustomed to visitors, and they will not treat you in a manner to which you are used. Do not be deterred by their hesitance. They are unused to outsiders, but they have need of adventurers willing to help with their troubles. And he wishes me to go speak to Frederick the Elder, which is fine because, well, that is also where the dwarf wanted me to go. Oh, and we have another necklace to deliver. It says we discovered a necklace upon one of the half-orcs in central Lonelands. Perhaps you can ask some of the Eglain if they know who the true owner of the necklace could be. So, we'll see if we can't ask somebody in Oscaruth about that. And I'm trying to think of what time it is. I think we have time to at least get to Oscaruth before we pause for the day. Yesterday, I didn't have a very good grasp on time. And today, hopefully, I've done slightly better. And it's nighttime. There's another nice view of Weathertop. I'm telling you, that place was really impressive when it was first built. Wait till we get to Moria. Now that stuff's impressive. I absolutely love the architecture in Moria, or as the dwarves formally call it, Khazad-dûm. It's probably one of the few things that I originally liked about Moria, because trust me, I didn't like much else about it. Especially the fact that I could constantly get lost, get turned around, fall off cliffs and die. Of course, it did used to be a lot darker once upon a time, and that I kind of wish was still the same. Because it did add to the atmosphere of being scary when Moria was cast in much more shadows. And there's Naerost, where we were just at. Definitely also an impressive place when it was first built. So yeah, Moria. I started off not liking it that well. I liked the looks of it, the architecture. I wasn't fond of constantly falling off things and dying or getting lost. But as I've gone through it a few times, just a few times, I've learned how to navigate. I've learned where most things are. And now that I don't get nearly as lost as I used to, I really, really, really like Moria. It's probably one of my favorite areas. There's the ruins where somewhere in there is the door that leads into Iorvinas. So we'll have, while we're there, we'll have to look and see if we can't look down and see inside Irovinas from the outside here. Alright, and up ahead is our destination. This set of lovely ruins here is known as Oscaruth. And you can tell we've already grabbed the stable here. If you haven't gotten a stable yet, this little horse icon over the stable master's head will be blue. So you'll know you need to at least click on that stable master at least once, and then it'll say, oh, you've discovered this stable. And then you can use it whenever you want afterwards. Oscaruth. Yeah, this was a really impressive place back then. I know, I keep saying that. I keep saying that over and over again. But it's true. Do we have anything we can turn in? We got some broken wooden spears. We can do that one. We have some dusky ears. Can we do dusky ears? It does not look like we can do dusky ears. Okay. Pile of large filth. We could do that one. Tough carapaces. Could do that one. That's like 3 of them. Broken tough swords. Tough sword sheaths. Okay. I think that might be the only ones we have in here that we can do. But that'll give us some 4 of them.
Greetings.
And he'd like to thank me
What do you
for
need?
gathering these things.
How can I be of service? Greetings.
And we just need 1 more for the day. So we're going to pick a random one here. I think we had a lot of these broken wood spears.
How can I be of
All right.
service?
Hello, Frederick. And
Greetings.
hail to you. I am Frederick, elder of the Eglain. I know of your deeds. We are already in your debt. You have done much to assist the people of the Eglain, and I thank you for your effort. As Gaderick and Hunulf explained, the passage of black riders out of the west brought a shadow to our home. Orcs came from the south, careful not to cross paths with the Orc from the north and their dwarf allies. The half-orcs have long been a threat, as well as the spiders, but the wargs and Curbane all came with the orcs and goblins. Worse still, a kind of troll, Jothgrin, or Earthkin, they call themselves, sought refuge from the troll saws over the last bridge. They are not violent, but they have trailed evil with them. There is also another matter, but I will not yet speak of that to you. In time, perhaps, you will learn of this greatest danger to the Eglain. Okay.
What can I do for you?
This news is unwelcome. We knew only that these orcs came from the north and west. They came under cover of night, lit fires at the ruins, and slaughtered our folk who were there. Since that time, they have turned their attention east toward the great river and south to the mine. They leave the northern swamp for the dead. You are in the home of the Eglain. We ask that you treat our people and the land about you with respect. Alright. So, he didn't have anything about a necklace. We'll probably talk to you in a minute, Mr. Grimdeal. I'd like to drop off some stuff with you. Oh, who are you?
What can I do for you?
Dagwolf's face contorts briefly in a look of anguish before he fights back the pain and issues a smile. This is my wife's. I gave it to her before we came to live with the Eglain. It was lost when she was struck down at Naerost. You have given me something that I cannot truly repay, but I will give you something of import to me in an effort to repay you. Aw, that's sad. The orcs killed his wife. Okay, so we have cleared off, well, everything except old Mugwort's quest to kill wargs, but we're going to be killing wargs anyway, so we can do his when we're doing the others. Other than that, well, the only things we have are quests to pick up here, and we will start doing that tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm gonna go find a place that we can hide out for the night. Well, there are plenty of beds here, so I guess they won't mind me borrowing one. Until then, bye for now.